What's going on, guys? Martinotti here in Kentucky Route 0 once again. We are continuing our journey, which I guess means we're cooking a stew. So let's go check out this recipe, see exactly what it is that we're missing, and apparently we're talking to Shannon to do this. The video says crushed tomatoes, salsa, or even a little ketchup. Here's the thing, nobody has to know. Throw in some more of that spice blend we threw together earlier, stir all that up, and crack a beer. Baby, you'll be here for a while. What did she just say to do? Will's trying to make this stew right now. Before this, she was talking about the type of mushroom to use. That's probably a good place to start. Don't tell me. Will says it's better not to know their names. Maybe I can help figure it out. I got kinda sucked into this program. Alright, so she will come into the kitchen with us. I do kind of like how the stove remains upright even though the boat's slanted. I wonder if that's actually a thing that real stoves do on boats. Let's see what Will has to say. And even that wasn't enough to convince her. So, I trained rigorously in the art of forgetting, studying for months under a master amnesiac. Finally, I learned to forget so quickly and accurately that I was able to convince Ida to share with me the most obscure secrets of her kitchen. As a demonstration of my trustworthiness, I forgot the names of my own parents right there in front of her. Every time I wanted to cook this legendary stew, I'd call Ida up on the telephone and ask her for a quick, temporary reminder. Here on the boat, we haven't got a phone line, so I have to seek out the culinary wisdom on videotapes of cooking shows. So, back to the matter at hand. Next we, aren't we stopping at a restaurant? Oh, did we already make the spice blend? Oh, it's you. I thought, never mind, hello. Well, I don't know that it qualifies as a spice blend, but I spilled some salt on some of Kate's herbal tea here. Hey there, could I ask you, wait, why are you cooking? We're stopping at Sam and Ida's in 20 minutes. It's for tomorrow! Oh, well, just don't forget about it this time. I'm not scrubbing up any more boiled over sludge. Sorry. Listen, I have a favor to ask. There's a package at the package for the telephone exchange, and I can't get the mammoth back there. Could you deliver it for us? That guy I mentioned from the TV station, Dashiell Morse, works there now. Thought you might like to chat with him anyway. Thanks a lot. I've got the dinghy all ready to go. Maybe take your friend with you. One of you can man the outboard motor, the other can aim the flashlight. It's dark. Okay, whatever you say, Will. Cool. Act 4, Scene 8. That's a lot of eyes. Echo River Central Exchange. Getting that 1000 FPS though. Interesting. Thanks again for your help. This is about as far as a tugboat can go. You know, noise and light disturb the bats. So you'll pass through at the Bat Sanctuary, which is really nice, by the way. Be sure to check out all the plaques and stuff for cool bat facts. Plenty of time. Anyway, the Echo River Exchange, or excuse me, Consolidated Auxiliary Switch number 30. They changed the name when the power company took over. Anyway, it's just on the other side of the Bat Sanctuary. This passage is going to Poppy. She's an operator. Or this package is going to Poppy. She's an operator. The operator. Ooh, spooky. We'll meet you on the other side of Sam and Ida's for a scheduled early breakfast stop. Just follow the river. Can't miss it. Oh, I almost forgot. You may or may not be interested. There's this kind of weird memorial sculpture on your way in, just before the Bat Sanctuary. I always recommend people at least stop and take a look at it. It's really, sort of, I don't know how to say it. You should check it out. Okay, bye. See you later. Okay. So that's how you turn the flashlight off. Fantastic. Okay. Not gonna lie. This is sort of spooky. Whoa. What is all this then? Is that, that looks like a thing. What is this? Sign. We claim these helmets in the names of the folks who wore them, and we place them here in their memory, but also as also as a spit in the greedy green eye of that power company who bought up our old mine and traded our brothers' sisters' safety for a little more yield, but only yielded 28 good men and women dead when the walls collapsed and the tunnels filled with water. Their lungs were black, but now they're washed clean and full of water too, and swept through hidden tunnels into some awful cave we never will find, and so we guess the water buried them for us. So let this here be the marker for their grave. That is a hell of a sentence. If any son of a bitch from that power company wants to take back these helmets as company property, just you try it and see what'll happen. Hey, Elkhorn. That's the name of the mine we went in for your folks, worked? Looks like it's been here a while. I sure as hell wouldn't mess with it. You think whoever wrote that is still angry? Yeah, man, I don't think you'll ever forget anger like that. Nah, I guess you probably wouldn't. Or you probably don't. This probably stirs up, I mean, how do you... It's fine. I'm glad this is here. People should remember this happened. Sure. Well, here we are, remembering. And I didn't even know the first time round. But here I am remembering it now. That's a fine memorial, I guess. That's a fine something. Interesting. Oh, we're going through the memorial. Oh, that's neat. Huh. What? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Are you feeling okay? Oh, sure. It doesn't hurt anymore. My leg, it's just kind of numb. Like it's not there. My shoulder too, actually. That's an old one though, from an accident. I'm lucky I just had some nerve damage there. It probably should have been a lot worse. You know, those guys from the distillery are just making the best of a bad situation. Just like the rest of us. Hey, one of them said to me earlier they could even help me take care of these medical bills for my leg, you know? Get all together on a plan, consolidated. What? When did you talk to them about that? Oh, they're around. They're pretty much everywhere you look on this river. You really haven't noticed. Anyway, I have a feeling that it'll all work out. Even this delivery? Yeah, we're almost there, right? Hell, at this point I bet we could just take off the parking brake and the truck would roll onto 5 Dogwood Drive by itself. Listen, that old truck I've been driving belonged to my boss, Ira, Lisette's husband. Yep, to be honest, Ira didn't like me very much, but somehow Liz got it in her mind that he would have wanted me to have that truck someday. Maybe to make up for all the yelling he did, or maybe so his ghosts could hold it over me. Just one more thing to feel like I owed him for. Anyway, they got their own trucks at the distillery, and now that antique shop is closing up, I've got no use for it. I was thinking you could take it. But I barely know you. Hell, I barely know anyone. It's not like I'm going to give this truck to my damn brother or something. I don't even know how to get a hold of him these days. Well, just think about it anyway. You'd be doing me a favor, you know, one less thing to deal with. Alright, is this a bat fact plaque? Visitors to the Echo River long-legged red bat artificial hibernaculum and sanctuary are asked to take extra precautions in order to prevent the introduction of foreign fungal contaminants and the spread of white nose syndrome. I don't know where the great came from. Please do not visit the sanctuary during the same day in which you visited any cave known or suspect to host bats infected with white nose syndrome. Please do not leave your vehicle. If you must leave your vehicle, please remove shoes, clothes, jewelry, headwear, and eyeglasses to ensure you do not bring any foreign spores ashore with you. Please do not touch any bats or structures. Long-legged red bat is confused by light If you are using a lantern or other artificial light source, be aware that it may attract and confuse bats. If you are approached by bats, do not panic. Relax, stop your vehicle, and switch off your light. Never touch a bat. Can do. Well, this is certainly neat. I hear him, but I don't see him. Oh. Oh. What is this? Bat fact. Ever talk with your mouth full? Bats do it all the time. Wow, that is a bat fact. Bats talk in extremely high-frequency clicks, too high for humans to hear. Then they use their powerful ears to scan for the echoes of these ultrasonic clicks. By comparing very subtle differences in the time these echoes take to come back, differences just millionths of a second, bats are able to picture their environment with enough accuracy to catch a flying insect. Once a bat has caught an insect in its mouth, it's still flying, and so it needs to avoid running into anything. So bats keep clicking away, even when they munch on a tasty bug snack. It may be poor table manners, but it's crucial to surviving in the dark. I wonder how the other bats know whether one of them is really talking or just chasing a bug. Sometimes it's hard to know with people, too. Oh, yeah, like, how about this weather? I guess there are layers to it, right? Sometimes you just need to get the other person talking so you can check out their body language, or hear what their voice sounds like. Find out if they're friendly, or angry, or drunk. Well, there's certainly a lot of bats, but nobody's really coming that close. Let's just turn this off for now. Let them calm down a bit. Damn, it's really dark down here. Are you still there? Sorry, just thinking. Yeah, it's a reflective kind of place, if you're that kind of person, which I think you are. What are you thinking about? Bats. Yeah, hard not to, huh? I was thinking about Lisette. I actually think she'd like it down here. She's always liked old things and empty places. I mean, places that are full of weird stuff, but they still feel empty, like the Wax Museum. Oh, what's this one? So many plaques. Bat fact. The long-legged red bat's natural diet mostly consists of moth and other small insects that breed along the river. Here at the artificial hibernaculum, I feel like I'm mispronouncing that, and sanctuary, we use a combination of chemical snares and ultrasonic wards to repel all potentially contaminant-bearing insects and replace them with our own locally bred and spawned hypoallergenic antiseptic pseudomoths, which we call the little gray nothing moth. Interesting. You may be thinking that other moths and insects the long-legged red bat would have been eating are very much relieved that their natural predator has found other food source. Not so. We've installed netting and highly effective moth traps along the river, where the long-legged red bat normally hunts, to balance their escape from the food chain. But eating moths isn't the only systematic contribution these bats make. They also produce a potent fertilizer in the form of guano that helps plant life thrive along the Echo River, the shore of Lake Leith. Leith. In order to minimize the sanctuary's impact on subterranean agriculture, we collect that precious guano here at the hibernaculum and manually distribute it through the caves. It's a full-time job. Really, that does sound like a lot of work. I wonder how the bats would feel about their guano being taken like that. Maybe it's better they don't know, like bat plumbing. I mean, I never think about where it goes, do you? Right. It kind of bothers me, like they're tricking the bats. Yeah, In this case, I think it's about survival. I mean, if that's the bottom line, what's the difference? Like the folks in the mine, you said they used to buy stuff, fans, canaries, all those little trinkets, to make it bearable. There's still a lot of stuff down there. It feels cluttered, but human. I just mean, all the people is enough to pretend we're home, and we can make it anywhere. Oh, all people need, not all the people. Sure, people can, but what about the bats? Get any philosophical? You get kind of philosophical if you're drinking. Okay, I think, what about the bats? Maybe we'll have to teach them. Hell, what am I saying? I know about 100% more on the subject of bats than I did when we came down here. It's true. These bat facts are pretty impressive. Whoa, the trees! It's like a weird birch zebra tree mixed with a candy cane swirl tree. Neato. I'm gonna keep turning the light off because these bats sound like they are going insane. Better hang on a minute. Feels like there's one kind of hovering right over me. They don't really hover though, do they? I mean, how could they? I guess a lightning bug will hover by beating its wings really fast. Maybe they can do that too. I used to watch lightning bugs in the evening, out at the edge of the woods. Lisette's kid Charlie, he loved them. You know, he ended up going to college and studying astronomy. I like to think that I got his love for the stars from those nights watching bugs. Anyway, me and Charlie, sometimes we'd try to see if one of them up close. You lay in the grass and you have to be totally still for a while, like one of those wax sculptures. Don't even breathe, like this. Oh, you can't see me. Well, I was doing the watching lightning bugs in the grass face. I think I can imagine. Yeah, you've seen it already. When I fell in the mine, kind of stunned in shock. Hey, who were you talking about earlier when we met in the mine? You were on the phone with someone. I forgot about that. My ex. Alejandra. Oh, which one's more interesting? Alejandra is more interesting. We met in school. She has kids now, so we don't talk as much. Yes. Interesting. She called me to chat about something. I was preoccupied with my landlord trouble and Weaver. I did my best to listen, but I was distracted. It gets harder and harder to reconnect, or I hate talking on the phone. Nah, it's harder to reconnect. Yeah, I know that's true. Oh, the bats. They keep getting pissed. They're so quick. Lisette's sick. I mean, she's old. We're both old. Hell, you're about the youngest person I know right now, and, well, oh, and the kid. Maybe that dog. But by a people calendar. But in dog years, I think he has us all beat. So, I'm old, too, sure. And I forget stuff all the time, especially if I've had a few and my brain is swimming. But, I mean, it's all going away. She's losing words you'd never think you lose. Not just like the street she grew up on, but names of colors and types of furniture. Or, I mean, even the word furniture. She'd say, we've still got a nice pieces of the, oh, that's what I call the shed, where we put the, bigger pieces, beds and couches. And I'd say, Liz, why do you keep teasing me about that time I fell asleep in the furniture shed? Then it's so damn comfortable in there. I tried to help her keep some dignity, you know. That's all I had to offer at the end. She has a sister in Nashville who'd take good care of her. Now that I'm not around the shop all the time. Oh, what was that old guy's name? He used to do deliveries for the shop. He smells like leather. I was just telling me about him. Boy, this is a hard one. Okay. That's all I had to offer at the end. She has a sister in Nashville who take good care of her. And now that I'm not around the shop all the time, what was that old guy's name? Used to make deliveries for the shop. He smells like leather. Ira was always yelling at him. Too drunk to work on the one day he could have been at the right place at the right time. You feel really badly about that accident, don't you? Do you think she blames you? No, but it's awful to say, but sometimes I kind of wish she would. That way, at least she could eventually forgive me. You know what I mean, right? I know exactly what you mean. Okay, I think the bats are clearing out. Oh, another plaque! Let's see if I can read this one properly. Sign. White nose syndrome is still largely a mystery. We suspect that the white fungal growth which appears on bats' face and wings irritates and confuses them, causing them to awaken early from hibernation and venture outside, depleting stored energy they need to survive through winter. But biologists are nowhere near curing the disease. It spreads quickly and it's highly fatal. In this way, white nose syndrome has drawn some comparisons to colony collapse disorder, as suffered by bees. White nose syndrome and colony collapse disorder are sudden, violent, and mysterious. Will honeybees and the long-legged red bat be the two more lost species, wiped out by a geological blink but forgotten to natural history? Wiped out in a geological blink, but forgotten to natural history? It's possible that a cure won't be identified in time, so the sanctity of this artificial hibernaculum is our best hope of preserving them. As you leave the Echo River long-legged red bat hibernaculum and sanctuary, please make sure your vehicle and clothing are free of hitchhikers. Alright. Then let us turn off the lights, let them calm down again, and see that we make it out of the river alive. Alright, I think that's it. Couple more stray bats doing their thing. But I don't see any more trees. Oh, there's a tree. Never mind. Oh no, it's a tunnel with phone wires. That is really pretty. And then what happens if we turn off the light? Oh, you can sort of see something up there. But are there any bats? Oh no, but there's a man. And a bird. And another thing. Careful up there. Can't drive your new truck if you slip and break your legs. Oh my god. Alright. You too. Try not to make any more bad deals while I'm gone. I'll just be floating along down here. I just mean, keep your eyes open and don't look back. What does he mean by that? What does he mean by don't look back? Alright, there's Dashiell. So it's two bird statues. We gotta talk to him first. Could be bypassed with another capacitor at 100 nanofarads to reduce noise. Are you Dashiell Morse? Him? I mean, me? Yes, I'm him. Sorry, I've been hacking on this thing all day and night. My thoughts are starting to come in alternating currents. We don't install this type of phone for customers anymore, but there are quite a few of them still in circulation. Anyway, the new system doesn't source enough current to ring these old bells, so I'm trying to come up with a workaround. Maybe a little box the customer could attach right before the wall jack. So you do still work here. On the tugboat, they weren't totally sure. Oh, well, yeah, I'm here just about every night. Is this your first time down here? Yeah, I can tell your eyes can't quite adjust to the light. It takes some practice. Believe it or not, I've been coming here since I was a kid, for one reason or the next. Back then, this place was a train station. It's true, they had bats then too, but they were considered a nuisance. A train station? What happened to it? Well, the river shifted and this place slowly filled with water, carrying trains away with a current. It does that, the river, but I don't begrudge it. It's a good reminder that everything we have is borrowed, even trains. Eventually, someone at the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces heard that this place was still empty, so they moved a phone company in here. I returned here as a young lineman, a skill I picked up in wartime, running telephone wires behind enemy lines. They used trees instead of poles. I missed that, actually. They were easier to climb. It's just as well. I'm in no shape to be climbing anything these days. The closest I get is patching up the wiring in the crystal room for the WEVP folks. Crystal room? The crystal room? I literally just said that. Yep, WEVP is actually a cable signal. Not a lot of people down here know all the mechanics of it, but here goes. It's supposed to be community television, you know, local, but by and for the denizens of the Echo River. But most of us down here spend most of our time on boats. Can't plug a cable into a boat. So, years back, they set up a broadcast relay. They run a wire down to the crystal room and then it gets beamed out around the river. The rock formations here have a nice resonant quality that actually naturally amplifies the signal quite a bit, as long as you can keep them clean. Listen, miss, if you're interested in WEVP, you should talk to them directly. They're always looking for volunteers. Take the ferry over to the silo. There's a mail stop there. They don't have a sign or anything, just ask around. I guess I'll get back to this damn old ringer. Poppy is just a little further down if you're dropping off that package. Nice chatting with you. Okay. Then we'll head a little further down. Oh, it's a plaque. What does it say? Abel and Eloise, the lovers' couriers. Bred for racing, Abel and Eloise spent most of their lives as carrier pigeons in the employ of the Echo River Avian Post. They retired here after Abel was disfigured in an accident with a light aircraft. Wow, that's one resilient pigeon. But old habits were hard to die. Abel and Eloise would pick up scraps of paper from the ground, the trash, even pull them out of pockets, and deliver them to other people nearby, to delight or embarrassment. Word spread, and travelers passing through this tunnel began to come prepared with love letters, poems, and other written desires to pass along indirectly through these pigeons. After a hard day's work, Abel and Eloise would always be found nested closely together in a disused newspaper stand set aside for their habitation. Wow, me and words today are just not going. And that's where we left them. Interesting. Oh, and there's Poppy. I hear the boat, but I don't see it. Just set it right over there by the lamp, sweetie. Thanks. Actually, just a minute. Who's that parcel claim to be from? That's weird. There's no label on it. Well, if we're lucky, it's chocolates from a secret admirer, and not a snake from an assassin. So, who are you? Do you work for the post office, or the tugboat? I only asked because I haven't seen you before. Was that you I heard chatting down the hall? Yeah, I just met Dashiell. He's been working on that obsolete ringer, hasn't he? Poor Dashiell. You know, he's not really... He was let go a while back. A long while, actually. When they started restructuring, he was one of the first to go. But he talked them into letting him come in every day and fiddle with some interminable project. He says it's to keep a long gap from growing in his resume, but I think he just has nothing better to do. One of those old men who really needs to work, you know? He doesn't know how to be any other way. Well, there's no real jobs here, but there are fake jobs, I guess. It wasn't always like this. When I came to work at the Echo River Central Exchange, there were 12 of us. Loretta, Edna, Meg, Clara, Mary, Louis, Lois, Liz, Hester, Angie, Wilma, Connie. I was number 12. Connie and I were hired on the same day, but she showed up early. Mary finished college. Hester was fired for snapping at a rude caller, but he had it coming. And I hear she did just fine on her own. So they hired Beryl, Jana, and Sachiko, which brought us up to 13. That was as many operators as we ever had at one time. The power company came along, buying up all the lines, and one day they took the exchange as a throw-in, like it was nothing, and they started phasing us out. Edna, Meg, Kara, and Lois left on Friday evening and were asked not to come back on Monday morning. Beryl saw the writing on the wall and quickly found employment at the private PBX. I don't even know what that is. They had Janet and Liz stop routing calls and write up some kind of best practices document instead. It was their final task as exchange employees. Some of the girls were reassigned to other divisions. Connie, I think, was checking residential meters. Sachiko and Wilma were moved to energy sales, cold calling businesses to see if they needed to upgrade their electricity plan. At least they were still on the phone. Then it was just Loretta, Angie, and me. We were swamped. The hours were hell. It was hard on the throat. The voice with a smile became a croak. I was gargling warm salt water in the break room, sipping from a thermos full of hot honey broth stashed under my chair. Oh, I bought a lot of extended technique to the switchboard in those days. Interesting. Sounded pretty good to me. He's got the voltage too high, he'll burn out the relay. So, where was I? Extended switchboard technique? It was all about timing your breath. Some girls got lightheaded doing too many calls in a row with that upbeat dynamic inflection they made us use to keep everything intelligible. It was very physical. So, after a few months, it was just me. A new automation strategy was announced, and this place was rechristened Consolidated Auxiliary Switch number 30. If it's automated, what do you do here? Well, it's not fully automated. There's still gaps in functionality that need a human touch. And, you know, it's all about the touch here. It sounds as a vibration, a touch you can feel in your ear, so my voice is a touch. We were talking, we were touching, even on the phone. That's an electric touch, an intimate little shock that makes your tiny hairs tremble. But that's not even what I mean when I say it's all about the touch here. When the power company first tried automating this old exchange with fancy new transistor arrays, the switchboard caught fire. It was just too much too fast. So they tried using some clunky old mechanical relays, but then the calls were getting mismatched and out of sync. It was a nightmare. Their technicians determined that the phone system down here had been designed ad hoc over decades around the specific tempo of its human operators. So, short of replacing the whole thing, not to mention all the wiring, they'd have to work out the exact timing of every little human gesture that goes into routing a phone call. And that, officially, is my role here. I run the switchboard for the whole exchange, once the work of 12, I'd like to remind you. They have some kind of machine somewhere that tracks how long it takes me to do each little thing. The caller never hears my voice. Now, they dial, my little indicator light switches on, and I make the connection. Interesting. What's the machine like? Oh, it's funny. I've never actually seen it. It just told me to carry on patching while it collects and consolidates in the background until it's ready to take over. Huh. There's a dark thought. What if there's no cheap machine that's going to replace me? What if it's cheaper just to keep me here, filling in for the rhythm of the operators? What if I'm the cheap machine? You're not a machine. Well, nice of you to notice. I mourn the Echo River Central Exchange, and I'll carry the torch for the voice with a smile. But at least I'm keeping some part of it human, right? Even if it's not the best part. Oh, the parcel. Right over there by the lamp is fine. Thanks for dropping that off. Take care. Think of me when you dial 0. Oh, it's clever. It's clever and a crap ton of talking. And there's the skeletons. And where'd everybody go? Oh, there's Blue. Oh no! There's 3 skeletons. Did that just happen? Well, shit. She returned on the dinghy alone. She had a strong and sudden urge to shut the motor off and let the current take her, but she couldn't work out where that impulse came from, so she did her best to resist it. She met a painter of shipwrecks. He never worked from photographs, so his paintings could be divided into 2 categories. There were the ones he painted from life, in the Echo River. There was a very good source for these because the currents were unpredictable and the tunnels so dark. He rendered these in oil paint by lamplight, working for hours cross-legged on the porch of his houseboat/studio. Then there were the ones he painted from memory, mostly the memory of a single shipwreck he encountered as a much younger man, picking up litter where the coastal highway cleaves into the rocky beaches of Northern California. These were done in watercolor. He preferred to work on them in the morning, in a room he rented near the airport in Louisville. He had some postcard-sized sketches in charcoal, too, of the iron pariah? It wasn't a wreck exactly, but it felt right. He tried to scribble one down every time he encountered it, though it was so unpredictable. He was so focused on the details, he usually just ended up with a handful of inscrutable marks. She met a guitar player pedaling a floating bicycle with his dog in tow. He said they took turns. The water was cold, and the floating bicycle, while technically marvelous, wasn't quite buoyant enough for the both of them. Swimming is hard work, and the hardest work that the dog had ever done, he expected. They'd been traveling this way for most of the night, struggling through the icy water, stopping to recover when they could find a rock large enough to start a small campfire. He had his belongings stuffed into a weathered guitar case. At the end of a thin rope, it floated pretty well, so he only had to keep an eye on it and occasionally free it from a rock or some driftwood it was caught on. She invited him to ride a ways on the dinghy. He appreciated the offer, but they weren't in a hurry. She met a family of 5 on a flat-bottomed skiff. The boat was loaded to capacity with black plastic bags and a few larger pieces of furniture wrapped in a blue tarp. 3 paddled. The 2 kids and the older child, the 2 younger children, slept. They'd been traveling all night, first by car, then, for the past few hours, by boat. Hungry and tired, they didn't plan to stop until they reached West Virginia, where a relative had offered to take them in. But the adults were only happy to take a break from paddling in weary silence. They asked her about her river journey. She told them about the memorial. They were sympathetic, no minors in their family, but he was once injured at a warehouse job and they had to fight for disability pay. They knew what these companies were like, and what it was like to have to assert your humanity to them. They wished her well, and paddled on toward West Virginia. She gave in, shut off the motor, and floated for a while. Then, she knew what she'd been craving, a moment of silence. God, I didn't really realize it, but I think Blue went with him. Well, at least they went out together. I don't know, I could have saved him. Well, fuck. We'd come all this way. Like, all this way. And he didn't get to deliver his package. Uh-oh. What was that? What was that stuff floating down the river? Act 4, Scene 9. Salmonitis. That's kind of neat. Up on stilts. And is that like a diving bell or something? Or is it a regular bell? This is Sam. Hello, out there. Headed up or down? Crap. I'm just looking for the crew of the Mucky Mammoth. Yes, ma'am. They stop here every morning. I expect they're upstairs now, and Ida's got the coffee growing. Ida's got the coffee going. I could use a cup myself. It's cold down there. Well, head upstairs, and she'll take care of you. I'll be along in a minute. Okay. Then let's head upstairs. So that is a diving bell. That's kind of weird. Ah, damn it. Just in time. We've already finished eating, but we're about to go place an order to Clara. She's on board getting ready for her show. Take a look at the menu. I'm sure there's something you'll like. Ida's a bit of a local celebrity. For her cooking, I mean. Hey, Ezra was just talking about you. He's around the corner playing a video game. Maybe go let him know you two are back? Or where's the old man anyway? Yeah, about that. Oh, man. That's sad. Ah, bad luck. You'll get it next time. Hey, got a quarter? He's almost got this. It's true. Sure. I have 1 quarter. Thank you. So, where's... They took him. Damn. Yeah, he really got himself into a situation there. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down. Cool. The food is good here. I think everyone else is finishing up, but you could probably get something to go. Alright, Claw Maestro. Let's give it another shot. So, let's see what's on the top of the pile. There's a stuffed octopus, a plastic bag full of clamshells, a cowboy hat, and some big headphones. That octopus has a leg wrapped around the boombox underneath it. Shells are pretty clear, but I don't know if the claw's really going to grip that bag that well. The cowboy hat is in the corner, so it's kind of tricky if you get it, it's wedged in or not. Those headphones might be a good bet, but I can't see the cord. Could be wrapped around something. What are you going to try for? I'm going to try to get the headphones. Good call. I think that's our best bet. Okay, when I put this quarter in, you'll have about 8 seconds to grab your prize. The headphones are on the right, pretty close to the middle. Let me know if you need my help lining it up. I've got a slightly different view of the field from up here. Ready? Here we go. 8. The claw hovers in the front left corner of the machine. Ezra pushes the joystick up. 7. The claw hovers halfway along the left wall of the machine. Ezra pushes the joystick right. Right. 6. The claw hovers in the center of the machine. He pushes it right. 5. The claw hovers halfway along the right wall of the machine. Ezra pushes the button. The claw drops. It grabs the headphones. The claw's grasp seems unusually weak on this round, and the headphones tumble back out before they can be retrieved. Ah, you were robbed! I guess the house always wins, except on Tuesdays. A friend of ours always said that. I never really knew what he meant. Oh well. Hey, listen. It sounds like that old man you were following around, I guess he had to leave. Is he okay? Yeah, he's okay. I mean, I'm sure he could be better, but I don't think we need to worry about him. Oh man, fucking tearing up. Oh, it's just pixels, but it still hurts. Anyway, I don't know what kind of plans you have now, but if you need help figuring out your next move, you can always talk to me and Junebug. I just wanted to make sure you know that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Me neither. You're in good company. Hey, maybe we still have time to poke around this place a little. They have some pretty wild stuff in here. Yeah, they do. Hey, did you see this? They keep a table full of fake food around here. I never know why. Actually, I think it might be real food coated with shellac or something. Preserved. Oh, and look, this tentacle-looking thing is half eaten. This is someone's meal that they didn't finish? I dare you to take a bite. You first. Okay. Whoa, hold on, I'm just kidding. If Sam and Ida preserved this half-eaten meal, it must have been pretty important to them, right? Maybe it belonged to someone they care about. Or a beloved uncle had a mid-meal stroke, so they kept it in his memory. My folks left behind a bag of sunflower seeds, but I threw it away. I should have kept it, right? Yeah, like the sunflower seeds my folks left behind. Oh, I'm sure your folks are fine, though. Are you worried about them? No, they're gone. There's nothing to worry about, I just miss them. Okay, well, I don't know what the deal is with this table, but sometimes people do weird stuff because they miss someone. Weird. Somehow I thought it was his truck. And delivery and all. It was. That's what she's saying, but he gave it to her before they took him away. But you're going to deliver it anyway. Why? Well, he's my friend. He needs my help to finish his job. That's right. He's our friend too. Johnny and I will help you unload when we get there. Lift with your legs, Cricket. Yes, ma'am. Oh, that Ida? Yeah, it is. So, how was everything? How was the sweet cave snail? Devastating. You're a killer, Ida. Well, I can't take all the credit. Sam came across a whole cave snail colony down there about a year back, and I've been leaving rock candy for him on the gorge since. We've started harvesting them earlier this month. Yeah, it's all about patience down here. Everything grows more slowly in the dark. There's a fish in Lake Leith that lives to 200 years, and its flavor profile only develops at about 75. I've got a pot of bones in there that's stewing for at least a week. I don't remember why I put them on. Come to think of it, I don't remember what kind of bones they are. Oh, we need one for the road. Clara says she wanted, something primordial, she said. What does that mean? I think she meant something from very deep in the lake. Ah, could be. Here, you pick. I'm not good at this. Maybe... Ooh, that sounds good. What else do we have? Grilled barnacle wrap. Basic steam mussels. I think I gotta go with the mussels. Good choice. Your friend will love it. I'll have that right outside, or right out, sweetie. Jesus Christ. Ezra leans over the table and carefully examines the preserved food and drink. He prods a half-eaten tentacle. The tentacle is solid and fixed in place. We used to steam those. Juicy, but I prefer 'em smoked now. Sorry I startled you, sweetie. Why didn't they finish their meal? Well, they had more than twice as much food as they really needed, so even half was too much. I guess that makes sense. This food is about 15 years old. It's true. Things were different then. Nobody came to eat here. They were fighting just to keep the lights on. Sam, my husband, Sam was depressed. Couldn't catch anything. That was part of the problem. Most of what we served was shipped in frozen or dried. I just threw it in the fryer. But we've both come a long way since then. Well, 2 young men came in here for dinner. Seasoned divers, they said, over 10,000 hours between them in Lake Leith alone. They'd been out all day salvaging parts from a riverboat wreck and worked up quite a fierce hunger. They said, Jesus, my cadence is so off. They ordered the whole menu without even looking. It was a short menu in those days. I sat them right here and went back to the kitchen. Sam at the next table doing a Sudoku and drinking malt liquor, his usual routine at the time. An hour later I was cleaning up when Sam came bursting into the kitchen. Ida, he said, kind of frantic, these divers are still hungry. Bring them another course. And I said, they already ordered the whole menu. Well, he said, make something new. Keep making up dishes, whatever, just keep bringing out food. So, I did until the small hours of the morning. I made so many new dishes that night, I could write a book, and it was good, inspired. But I was working so hot and fast at the burning edge of inspiration, I didn't think to write any of it down, and I was so wrecked with exhaustion in the next day, I knew I couldn't remember what all I'd done in the kitchen. Sam thought we could take a photograph of the leftovers, but we couldn't get the lighting right, so we just shellacked the whole table. Now, when I need inspiration for the menu, I come over here and look at all those ingenious dishes I threw together for those divers. Of course, they didn't pay their full bill. I heard one of them complaining to the other, let's just pay half and let them charge the other half for whatever demon in the kitchen kept making up food faster than we could ask for it. But it all worked out. Things have really turned around since then. This place is actually pretty popular now. The success in our expanded menu inspired Sam too. He started bringing back the most magnificent ingredients from his nightly dives. I better get to work. Stay here, sweetie, and I'll bring you back a treat on my way out. Interesting. So now we get to actually meet Sam. Oh, it's an eel. Well, buddy, I guess you're the catch of the day. The one and only. So, what are you? You look like, well, some kind of eel, I guess. Kind of a mopey little guy, huh? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes. You smell like sort of buttery. Well, that should be just fine. Skin feels like sandpaper. Huh. Well, she'll figure something out. I think I'll call you Blue Eel. Yeah. Welcome to Salmonitis, the one and only Blue Eel. I hope you enjoy your stay. I mean, not too much. Have you ever seen a creature like me before? You're pretty far down there. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm the first. Except, there were 2 divers who went before me. Long ago. Maybe that was before your time. How old are you now, anyway? I wonder. They ate here once, back in the bad old days. 2 young guys. Could have been brothers, maybe. I was over in the corner with my coffee and crossword. She said malt liquor. But that's, whatever. And Sudoku. I hadn't been able to catch a thing, so I had to fry up something from frozen. Well, these guys were hungry enough to eat it, and asked for more. And they did as much talking as eating. See, like I said, they were divers, and like I said, they might have been brothers. They had a kind of rivalry going between them or something. Ida was about to write up their check, but I slipped calmly and quietly into the kitchen for a minute and told her to just keep them bringing out food. I figured they wouldn't notice, caught up in their boast as they were, and I wanted to listen. They went back and forth for hours about all the deepest, dangerous dives they'd been on, new tunnels they discovered, all the weird creatures they'd encountered at the weirdest depths of Lake Leth. It was just a dance, no like a boxing match. Each story went deeper than the last, and I listened to every word of it, memorized every description of every tunnel and every dining route they discovered. That was my map now, you see? For 15 years I've been using routes that those two divers discussed right there at that table. Yeah, I could write up a guidebook to the depths of this lake, but I don't dare. Someone would steal my good diving spots, and then where would we be? See, people come here from all over just to try our daily catch because they know it's unique. Ain't you proud? Since I can't write any of it down, I just preserved that table where they had their meal so I can look at it and jog my memory. Like, they were eating pickled crab when they talked about that shipwreck full of salamanders. Pretty clever, huh? It's my own secret code. Well, I'll be straight with you, Blue Eel. There is one feature of this arrangement that I find unsettling. In fact, I lose a decent amount of sleep over it. I told you those boys were competing, right? One-upping each other, I mean trying to get wilder and more adventurous as they traded tales? Well, I navigate mostly in the dark down there, just going by touch and kind of mental picture I can construct from their detailed boasts, and every time I explore a new diving spot from those recollections, I have to weigh it all against the risk that I'm headed right into a dangerous falsehood. One of those men could have felt for a moment like he was losing some ground in their little duel, so he could have slipped a fake one in there, maybe told a fib about some dive he went on and found a colony of blind shrimp living in a discarded refrigerator. Then, when I get down there, my diving bell cracks open on a sharp rock where he said the fridge would be, and that's the end of Sam of Salmonitis. To be honest, that possibility puts the fear of death in me every time I touch the water. Yeah, I don't blame him. Those rivalries can get intense. Hey, Sam, good haul tonight? Well, we'll see what she can make of it. Yeah, pretty good, I think. Having some trouble down there by the narrow tunnel. Some kind of fast-growing freshwater barnacles just about sealed it up. I picked away about for half an hour before I gave up and went around the other way. But I got the catch of the day. That's the important part. That's what people travel for. Pretty cold here for diving, right? The cold I can handle. I've got an old heater in the diving bell, and it's really bad. I might take a nip of something here and there. Oh, yeah. Will you stay for a drink? I've got a dark rum that goes well with coffee. It's a bit early for me. Yeah, seems like it's always too early. Oh, she's got your food ready. You all enjoy your meal, all right?
This world is not my home. I'm just passing through. My treasures and my hopes are placed beyond the blue. Many friends and kin have gone on before, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, oh Lord, what will I do? Angels beckon me to heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. I have a loving mother stop until I shake her hand. She's waiting now for me in heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore.
Oh, that was good.
Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, oh Lord, what will I do? Angels,
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
To heaven's open.
Man, I'm gonna miss Conway. See that? Just looks like a swirling mess of garbage, doesn't it? Well, that's what it is. I don't know why trash seemed to collect right here of all the spots on the lake. It's always been that way. Everyone just navigates around it, like it was an island or something. I think I see some desks and chairs swirling around the edge there. Those all-in-one desks, like they have in schools, if I remember right. It's been a few years since I saw the inside of one. Those must have washed down from somewhere. Never known there to be a school on the lake. Oh, there was Gemini's School of Beauty. It was run by sisters, Cassie and Paula. Indistinguishable except for their haircuts. But I wouldn't think that they'd use desks like that. We used to stop there most every night to let someone off for a cheap haircut. Student stylists, you know, they spared many a sailor the pain of a botched do-it-yourself do. But I guess they got in deep water by the power company. Oh, see, it's a pun, because stuff got washed away. Aha. But I guess they got in deep water to the power company. Those blow dryers and curling irons burn a lot of coal. It's a shame they had to close down. Those haircuts are gone, but their hair keeps growing. Yeah, this cluttered place makes a decent local museum. It's got a good history as I could ever tell. As good a history as I could ever tell. We arrived at a small houseboat neighborhood that sometimes hosted concerts for the pleasure of its residents, where Clara was scheduled that night to perform. Junebug and Johnny watched the show from the dockyard with the others. Well, last time we went off the boat, I think. No. Oh God, I don't remember. We made the stew, and then I think after that it wasn't really our choice. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's watch the show from the dockyard with the others. Okay. Scene 10. A neighborhood. I think this is where we're gonna stop today. Oh man. I can feel my voice cracking. It's terrible. Oh boy. Well, that was a good amount of time. That took a long time. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you've made it this far, honestly, I really appreciate it. These are fun to make, but they still take a lot of time. Even the like editing and the silly stuff is a lot of time. So like I said, thanks for watching. I'll be back probably pretty soon with the next one. I think we're getting close to the end of this episode, this act, which is probably a good thing because I know Abduction is coming out in like 2 days or something, and that's gonna be pretty cool. I got that on Kickstarter like 4 years ago or something. When did that happen? Was that 12 or 14? Well, I don't remember. It was either 2 years ago or 4 years ago. But anyways, it's Abduction by Cyan. The same people, I think, who made... Oh god, what did they make? Journey? No, it wasn't Journey. It was that puzzle game. Maybe it was Journey. Well, I don't know. Whatever it is, that's probably what I'm going to be playing next. Given that it's not a terrible game, I'll probably play it a while before I start recording. But anyways, like I've said for the third time, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.